Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to change the way things are going for us, we do need to shift and change the energy within us so that we can experience something different outside of us. Hopefully, my readings give you the insight that you need to make those changes and shifts so that you don't keep having the same experiences over and over and over again and wondering why you're stuck. And so, my goal is to really help you with that. On that note, I just wanted to let you know today is the very last day that you will be able to book a one-on-one hour-long virtual or in-person session with me for the current price, which is 50% off. After today, it will go back to the original price. But if you send me an email today at tunedintarot@gmail.com and let me know that you are interested in having an hour-long session with me, but you're not able to do it right now, I will lock that price in for you. So I will say, okay, great. Let me know when you're ready. You can reply to that email when you are ready, and I will accept the 50% off pricing for you because I don't want you to lose the opportunity just because you might not have the funds at this moment. So if you're worried about losing access to that price point, you can send an email now and it locks it in for you whenever you want to use it. It's like a free pass for you to get the 50% off from now until kingdom come. There's no limit or timeline on that. So that is possible. The other thing I want to emphasize is that the reason I'm shifting back to this price structure is because I want to focus on weekly clients, people I work with consistently, rather than people who just hop in to check on their connection. I want to start to help more people achieve mastery, heal their inner child wounds, follow their passions, and truly develop and honor and respect the divine feminine part of themselves, which is usually the thing that's lacking in most of these relationships that we're in, and the reason why we keep experiencing these dynamics. So, my focus is really going to be more for people who want to work with me on a weekly basis. That means if you want to work with me on a weekly or bi-monthly basis, you'll still have access to the lower price point because I will have a package that will give you weekly sessions for 50% off. So you won't have to pay at that higher level for an hour-long session if you purchase a package. That helps me stabilize my income, and it also helps me be a much more effective coach for you, because if you just come in for one session, it's really going to be mostly focused on probably the person that you're interested in and the relationship that you have with this person. And there is so much more to explore and so much more that you can heal on your own, and while you're focusing on your own energy, and really make yourself a priority and choosing yourself, which is what you want this other person to do most of the time. So think about working with me one-on-one. You'll still be able to have that 50% off for the hour-long sessions if you do that. And don't forget, if you send an email today that you do plan to book something in the future, you will automatically get 50% off on that session. Also, the package price that's currently in right now will be locked in for you. So if you're hearing this message today and you want to book weekly sessions with me, but you're not ready to do that, the current price for that is $360. After tomorrow, it will change. It will be $444. So if you want that cheaper price point, also, you can say in your email, I would be interested in weekly sessions when I'm ready for it. You will lock in the $360 price for whenever you want to use it. And I just want to do that so that if it was something you were planning to do, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, now I really can't afford it because it's twice what I was planning. I just wanted to make sure you have an opportunity to lock in that price, but you definitely have to send an email just so I can keep track of who is getting that 50% off. So send an email, tunedintarot@gmail.com. Please lock in the lower price point for when I'm ready. And I will be like, sure, no problem. You don't have to be on any kind of newsletter when you do that. I'm not going to bother you with a bunch of emails or send an email every week. Like, are you ready now? It literally is just at some point when you're ready, you can reply to my reply that I received it. and say, hey, I'm ready to book that session. I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, it's not like a sales tactic or technique or anything. It really just is to help you with that lower price point. Okay. So that is that. All of my other readings are still going to be available. They'll still be the $11, the $33, and the $44 video recorded readings are still going to be there. And you can always send an email to me if you have certain financial obstacles or anything like that. And I will work with you wherever you're at and try to help you the best that I can. Okay. Enjoy my brother's metal music as he gets ready for work because I can hear it. It's about to get loud probably. He has such a eclectic tastes in music, but metal is not my favorite one. You have a song for me to hear? Yes, I know Dinosaur Jr. I will listen to that song, Ocean in the Way. I do know Dinosaur Jr. I like them very much. Okay, so let me think if there's any other announcements. I think that's everything for now. Yes, that is everything for now. Okay, let's get into the reading. So the overall energy, we're going to look at feminine energies overall and masculine energy overall. Remember, this is the energy within you. It may be reflected back to you in another person. If you are coming to my TikTok readings, I just noticed this phenomenon. I wanted to mention this yesterday. If you're coming to my TikTok readings, and one of the readings is one of the readings that I do is what would your person say to other people, or what would your divine masculine energy say to other people? And what the divine masculine says in that reading is like, you can't believe that your person would ever say that. There's two things going on. Number one, you don't believe your person would say that. So if you don't believe your person is going to say that, your person's not going to say that. Number two, you may be focused on a person that has no reflection of your energy at all. They like don't align with you in any way. They're in a different place in their life, different point in their life. They don't actually have the feelings that you're projecting onto them, and they are not reflecting back your energy. A true counterpart is going to reflect back to you. They might not be doing it on the same timeline. Like, it might take them longer to express things. They might express things in a different way than I articulate it, because I'm articulating from the higher self. But if your person is not lining up with the readings that I do in any way, and you just wish they were, that's a pretty good indication that you're focused on somebody that isn't in alignment with you, because you're attracted to my readings. You're in my collective. So the masculine that fits you is the masculine that's going to have the sentiments of the energy that you have within you. And a person who doesn't, that's not in alignment with you. It's really an easy litmus test for whether or not you're focused on somebody that's actually worth your while. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's look at this energy. The feminine energy, overall, we have her in the Queen of Pentacles. I love this energy for her. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody that is independent, is able to receive abundance from things they're really interested in. She is usually powerful. She can command others. She can delegate. She's definitely a queen in the material. She probably likes finer things. She probably aspires to have a lot of material success, but I feel like in a healthy way. Like, she feels really balanced in that energy because she's mastered it. So it's not like if it was in reverse, you might see like a shadowy energy where she's too obsessed with material, but that's not the feeling I'm getting. What I'm really getting is that your healing practice has become a part of your business. The way that you create abundance is actually a healing thing for you. So it doesn't mean you have to be in the role of a healer, like reading cards for people or doing Reiki for people, or it doesn't mean that you have to be that way. It just means that, like, whatever you're doing is a really healing practice. So if you're a musician and you're doing music, it's healing your inner child and allowing your inner child to express itself, and it heals others as you do that. Or if you are a dancer or writer or a fisherman, or literally anything that you are doing that is something you're passionate about, something that you love to do, it's functioning in a way that heals you right now. And that's really a beautiful energy. And remember, hi, Luna, and Bubbles too. This is also a person that you are um, attracting to you is going to have the same quality. Like their work that they're doing, the way they receive their abundance is very healing for them. It's very creative. And it heals others, whatever that work is that they're doing. So that's the overall energy for the feminine. The overall, so that's our emotions, creativity, everything. She's feeling pretty good. She's feeling like she is valued. So you may be valuing that part of yourself a lot more. Um, and she's feeling like she can attract abundance. Can at will is attracting abundance. The masculine energy overall, we're seeing the it's a heavier energy. We've got a major arcana versus a court card. So it's heavier. There's more going on. This is the mind, right? This is the energy of the heart, and this is the energy of the mind. And it's really, really working hard. The masculine energy is working so hard to release limiting beliefs. When I get a reversal on a Hierophant card, I usually look at that as having a lack of faith and needing more faith, um, having a hard time, a difficult time on the spiritual journey, needing some assistance. It can be breaking a vow, breaking some kind of a commitment or a vow of marriage, a contract. But it's also about all of the authoritative, traditional, limiting beliefs that exist. And it can be about releasing those things, no longer letting those limiting beliefs hold you back, and getting clarity about exactly what beliefs those are. And they can be anything, hello, they can be anything from, you know, um, like it can be really stupid. Women are bad drivers, okay? Like that, like the idea that women don't drive well. That's a limiting belief. That isn't true. That is like enforced upon us and becomes something we believe. We may actually make more mistakes because of that belief than we would if we didn't have it. Like it's a weird thing how limiting beliefs work. It can also be if it's about money or finances, whatever creative endeavor I have, whatever passion I have, it's not going to make much money. Like it's like I'm a musician. Musicians don't make a lot of money unless they're, selling tons of records and selling out concerts and have a lot of sponsorships. If you're not like Nicki Minaj, then you're not going to make a lot of money. Like that's a limiting belief. And it can be about relationships. I have to be with this specific person. That's a limiting belief. The twin flame journey rules that people perpetuate on the internet, that I just want to let you know come from nowhere. Okay. Any rule that you have ever seen, anytime somebody says, this is what a false twin is, this is what the real twin is, this is why it happens, this is this, that is that, let me call that out right now for you. They have no idea what they're talking about. They believe that, but that is a limiting belief that they have, because that belief is not written anywhere in the history of spirituality. There's not a single documented text that I have been able to find that has any of these rules that you see on TikTok about twin flames. Part of my Twin Flames Explained series, which you can view on YouTube and on my TikTok profile, is to help people understand that these beliefs that you get from these other TikTok people and the Google and everything, those limit you. They limit you. They keep you stuck. They keep you from moving forward in your life. They keep you from entering into relationships. They keep you from healing. They are not based in any kind of fact. So don't feel when you hear somebody say that you have to believe it. You can acknowledge their belief. You can say, that's an interesting belief. You can feel into it. You can say, oh, does that feel true for me? I mean, yes, no, maybe it does. If it feels true for you and it feels good, that's okay. If it feels bad, it's not probably for you. Like, your intuition is telling you right away if you get a belief from somebody and you're like, I don't like that. Like, if you hear somebody say, you can only be with your twin. That's the only person, the only relationship you have, or the opposite. You don't, no twins ever come together. That's a new one I keep seeing. That didn't used to be the case. Like, I've been doing this for 3 years. And 3 years ago, there was no one on TikTok saying, oh, you're the point is to not be with the twin. Nobody was saying that. Now everybody's saying that. Like, it's just so annoying. Please, if you are a reader and you're listening to this message, do not perpetuate things you have no receipts for. If you have no receipt for a fact, don't say it, because there's no reason to incept people to believe something that's going to limit them. Make sure you qualify. I heard from another creator this perspective, and it was interesting to me. Do not say, do you want to know the facts about twin flames? Let me tell you, because I can tell you facts about twin flames. I've actually looked them up. There are no facts. There's no facts. The only thing that we have facts about are divine masculine and feminine energy polarities, how they've been described in different spiritualities, how they function and work together, and what they mean, and how the feminine polarity has been wiped out by the patriarchy over the last few hundred years, thanks to the top three religions that totally destroyed paganism and totally canceled out the balance that used to exist across the globe. So that's the only facts you have. Take those and run with them. Release all the others. Okay. So this is a really important thing right now for the mind, for the masculine energy. Do not hold on to things that are limiting you, because there is no point. If you're frustrated in your current situation, if you feel frustrated, if you feel stuck, if you feel like sick of things, one of the things you're probably doing is holding on to a belief that no longer serves you. And you're sick of that belief. You're sick of believing it. You're sick of living it out. You're sick of, you're just like, oh God, I can't stand this anymore. Explore the thoughts you keep thinking. There's something in there that's ready to go. That's my belief anyway. Okay. What is something that the feminine and masculine energy don't see coming, but is brewing in the background? This is, I do the bottom of the deck like this. This is a fun way to read. If you do a spread of cards, I like to look at the top of the deck after I pull all the cards as the overall energy, and the bottom either as something that is hidden, something that is we put behind us is another good one, something that we don't see coming, but it's brewing, which is what we're doing today. Something underlying all our thoughts and decisions. That's another thing I'll do for bottom of the deck. We have, for the feminine energy, something brewing she doesn't see coming. This Page of Pentacles. This is a playful energy. I always see a child holding a ball and throwing a ball whenever I think of the Page of Pentacles. So playing. This is the energy of building something one step at a time, small increments, material world gestures, physical world gestures. We're seeing here a child and a dog, which is making me think of loyalty. The inner child who's happy. So playing. We're seeing a house, a swing there, and it's a tree house too. It's a unique home. And so there's something brewing that you're not really aware of, having to do with maybe the physical place where you currently live. If you have been wanting to move, maybe there's some really unique kind of something that would delight your inner child that's just sort of waiting for you right now. That's right there, just out of view and coming, and you're not seeing it coming. In terms of a relationship, which we're talking about, and with the relationship between masculine and feminine energy, I'm seeing somebody having like really good intentions to make a material gesture that's going to be really fun, and it's going to be a place to start. So they're going to start something, and there is a physical gesture that's going to create the energy that you need to like grow into something more. The masculine energy, what the masculine energy doesn't see coming and what is brewing behind the scenes is this artist card. This is one of the additional major arcana cards in the Ethereal Visions Tarot. There are 2 additional cards, and this is the last card. So in the major arcana of the Ethereal Visions Tarot, this is the last card, being the end, the completion card. Usually the world is that holds that place, and it still has that meaning in this deck, but this is the final card. And we're seeing this masculine energy with its Hermes energy, so that could be communication, messages. We're seeing this artist working, creating something in a sketchbook, and then looking out and seeing. Now, we can draw 2 conclusions. The first conclusion is this person is seeing a vision, and they're creating some artwork in the real world from this vision. So they have a vision of what they want, and they're actually sketching it out or planning it out in the real world. The other conclusion we could draw is that this person is creating a vision, and they're seeing that real world thing start to finally come into being. Yes, Serene, I will be. This is currently live on YouTube, and so the whole reading will be there afterwards if you aren't able to stay for the entire thing. Thanks for asking. So what the masculine doesn't see coming is that everything that the masculine has been envisioning or imagining, sketching out, planning, journaling, visualizing, it is right now becoming the reality that masculine lives in. So everything your head has been thinking, everything you have been repeating, saying, writing, doing, that is coming true. So I want you to take a moment and close your eyes and gently ask yourself, and be really honest. There's nobody here to check this homework. I just want you to ask yourself, what have I been thinking lately? What are the thoughts I've been thinking? What are the words I've been saying? What are the words I've been writing? What are the images? What are the pictures I've been painting? It's 1:44 on the clock as confirmation. 22 minutes on the timer. Whatever that is, whatever the answers to those questions are, that is the reality you are living. If you don't like the thoughts, if you haven't been writing down nice things, if you haven't been visualizing a future that you want, but instead worrying about what you don't want, then you're experiencing that right now. And you're getting the delayed, the slight delay that happens. So if your life is like not comfortable in this moment, you can blame your past thoughts that you've carried into this present moment. And you don't need to sit in a place of blame. You can just be like, ah, shit. But the good news is that as soon as you shift your thoughts, as soon as you shift how you're speaking, you're going to, in that next moment, with a slight delay, experience those better feeling thoughts and better feeling words. And it's going to turn into better feeling experiences. So if things are kind of okay right now, not exactly what you want, but actually, if you're honest with yourself, you do feel a little bit better. You feel a little bit more calm. You feel a little more settled in. You feel a little bit more like this could work. You know, maybe this can't work. Maybe this will go well. Maybe this is going to happen. That's what's coming. You know, whenever you see the readings, it's like, there's this abundance coming. This is what's coming to you. And you're like, oh, it's coming. And you're like all excited. The only reason you're seeing that reading is because you started to shift your thinking into the potential of something good happening. The really good reading is the one that says, look around you. You have so much to appreciate. Everything you want is here right now. Everything you've ever needed, everything you've ever asked for, it's here right now. Because that's when you are in that mindset that you're going to attract a reading like that. Hello, Rachel. Welcome. Okay, let's get into this collective reading now. So if you're just joining me on TikTok or on YouTube, we are doing the collective reading. It will be available on YouTube if you did not see the beginning or if you can't stay for the entire reading. Once I'm completely finished with it, I will do personal readings for people today. It is a pay what you want structure. And if you want a relationship tarot spread for your specific person, that is $33. Otherwise, you can pay what you want. Health, legal, pregnancy questions, I just ask that you book those privately rather than doing those on the live. And I will open the list once I finish the collective reading. So that's going to take place afterwards. But let's get into this reading. And the reason I do the list after is because sometimes your questions get answered during this part, and you might have a different question that you want to ask after the collective reading. All right, the first position is, what is divine feminine actually thinking today about the masculine? What is she thinking about the masculine? I like this. She's not thinking about the masculine. She's feeling the inner divine masculine energy today. She's acutely aware of the presence of masculine energy within herself in the balanced energy of the high priestess. She's feeling much more into him. She's not spending a ton of thinking regards to him. The kind of energy that I'm getting is, if she tries to think about him, all she can do is repeat the thoughts she's had in the past. And she does have this inner knowing that that's causing that to perpetuate. So if he comes into her mind, she tries to just feel into him. So her brain is like, you just need to trust your intuition about this masculine energy. You need to trust your feelings, your inner feelings about this person. You need to trust in this person's energy, trust in this person's emotions, trust in this person's feelings. Um, Trust in the masculine's ability to be balanced. And I'm really just in this energy guarding my inner sanctum. So I'm doing anything to protect my peace and to, protect my own privacy right now. She's focused much more on her thoughts of herself and her own feelings right now than she is on thinking about her person or the masculine energy embodied in another person. I love that. What is the masculine thinking about the feminine today? Seven of Wands. So the masculine energy, the energy of the mind, really thinking that there is a battle, like there's a fight. But the irony of the Seven of Wands is that it's after the Six of Wands. It's like you're fighting against your success. This is the Six Wands here in front of you. The sad part is no one is holding those wands. There's nobody there. There's no adversaries. There's no enemies. There's no reasons why you can't have this desire that you're protecting from this illusion. You're like, I have to keep this. This is mine. Nobody can take this. There's nobody fighting you for that. So there is this tendency that the masculine energy has to actively think against his own success because he fears that he will not be successful, or he fears that somebody will take this success from him. Whatever. It's all about fear and anxiety. Causes him to be on the defensive, to be on his guard. And he's thinking of the feminine as being defensive and on her guard. She's not. She's completely open. Her thoughts of the masculine are, I trust his feelings. I trust my intuition to know how this person is feeling. And, you know, while I'm guarding my inner sanctum, protecting my peace, I'm absolutely open to a conversation because I trust that this person has these feelings or holds these feelings for me. The pomegranates, fertility, abundance. So I'm protecting my abundance. I'm protecting that, but I'm not closed off to a conversation at all. I'm open. I'm welcoming one. I want to know the mysteries. I want to know the secrets that have been hidden because the masculine has been guarding his feelings. That's what he's doing. By telling himself that the feminine is defensive, that the feminine isn't going to be receptive to the to his communication or to his desires, he protects himself from having to actually go and do what he desires. He's just like, she's not really going to want me to do that, so I won't do it. Love that for you. All right, divine feminine, what are you saying to the masculine right now? What are you saying? Oh, we have this lovely, she's actually not nude, but I feel like TikTok is gonna think she is. And she actually has pasties. And she's glorious, and I wish I could show her fully, but alas, female nipples are not allowed. So whatever. Fuck that so much anyway. I just think that if nipples aren't allowed, all nipples shouldn't be allowed. Like, men should have to wear fucking pasties too. Like, fuck them. That's where I'm at today. What is she saying to the masculine? She's saying, don't be so serious. Can we please just reunite and celebrate and have a good time? She's saying, like, I just want to party. I just want to have a nice summer. Like, is that not something you want to do? Like, that's what I want to do. Are we going to have a nice summer if we continue to not talk to each other? Like, I got to tell you, from a personal perspective, this next month, it houses both of my birthday and the person who I would like to open communication with, his birthday as well. And so all I want to do for July is fucking enjoy myself. And I already have emotion and fear coming up that my person is going to be defensive and I'm not going to be able to do that. So don't forget, this isn't about your person thinking you're defensive. This is also about you thinking that the person that you want to be with is closed off and defensive and fighting you off. So I can feel that in my mindset already, being like, all I want to do is have a nice time, be able to wish my person a happy birthday, maybe even see my person. That's all I want. And I'm so afraid, because of all the past birthdays that have gone completely unacknowledged, that it's just going to happen. That's just going to happen again. I don't want that to happen. My heart really just wants me to have a good time, celebrate, have a fun month, and not be upset, not be worried, and not feel bad, and not feel like for the rest of my life I'm going to have this, experience where I never have enough and I don't get to be with people that I love and I don't get to celebrate, and I don't, like, I can feel all of that coming up, bubbling to the surface. And my heart just wants me to be able to finally enjoy myself and have a good time. So that's what she's saying right now to the masculine. Can we just party? Can we just party responsibly, please? And just have a good time, go out with friends, enjoy ourselves. Not be so fucking serious all the goddamn time. What is the masculine saying to the feminine energy? Okay, the Nine of Pentacles is all about, in this image, we're seeing someone tend to their garden. So it's about, indulging yourself, taking care of yourself. It's about the glow up. It's about how good you look. It's about being single and being free and independent, and finally enjoying the reward, the fruits of your labor, because you worked really hard and now you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. So the divine masculine is saying to the feminine, first of all, I'm attached to you, because this also represents a material attachment. I'm attached to you. I'm attached to a specific incarnation of my person, or the person that I love. So there's attachment in my mind to this person. Number one. Number two, I'm free to do as I please. I can do whatever I want. And that, if you're only hearing that right now as something your person is saying to you, check yourself and hear it as something you're saying to the world and to your person. I can do what I want. I can do what I want. I can go where I want. I can be free to be who I want to be. And that's an important thing that everybody gets to have, including your person too. Like, your person gets to feel that way too. Doing what you want and indulging in the things that you love and rewarding yourself for hard work. Everyone deserves that. So that is what is being said. I want my freedom. I want my freedom, and I want my independence. Even though I'm attached to you and want to be with you, I still want that. I think also the masculine is saying, look at you, look at your glow up. Look how beautiful you look. Look how well you're taking care of yourself. Look at how you're tending to your garden. I admire that. I find that very enthralling. That's part of why I'm attached to you. Um, and the other aspect of this card too is wanting to return, because what is meant to be can't be taken away from me. What is meant to be will return to me. So there is this masculine saying, like, even though you are free to go where you are, where you want, and do what you want, just as I am, I always return to you in my heart. And I hope that you always return to me in your heart. Divine Feminine, what are you actually doing to the masculine right now? We have the Two of Pentacles, somebody looking kind of annoyed. And like, I don't know, I guess she looks, you think she looks annoyed? She doesn't look like super stoked about the position she's in. This is changing something, changing the way you act. Because you were on a loop and you're cycling through the same behaviors. And so this is changing it up somehow. This is making a choice to do things differently rather than go back and forth, send a text, don't send a text, ghost, don't go. It's like, I'm going to just do things really differently in regards to you. So whatever I've done in the past, that's not what I'm going to do now. So you're not going to be able to really expect how I act. And that might make you feel uncomfortable. But I'm trying to change the energy between us. I don't want to continue in an endless loop, an endless cycle with you. And I'm done just like putting band-aids on things. I'm actually making some kind of a decision to change drastically how I act toward you. Divine Masculine, what is he doing to the feminine? We have the Six of Swords here, which is a card indicating travel, specifically from somewhere that's been rough waters into calmer waters. We do carry the swords with us in this boat, which means we did learn the lessons and we kind of still feel the pain from those lessons, but that keeps us from making those same mistakes again. So it's like a reminder of how we got hurt in the past. It's like we don't forget about it just so that it can happen again. They don't hurt us anymore because they're not like pinning us down as they may have been in the past, but they definitely, like, recalling these lessons is still painful, and we don't want to forget that and then make the same mistakes twice. The divine masculine energy may actually be moving somewhere or traveling somewhere. He's looking back at where he was rather than looking forward into his future. And I think this is the biggest mistake the masculine is making right now, because he does really need to put the past behind him. It is focusing on the past, feeling guilty, feeling regret, feeling like I could have done this differently. And remember, again, I know that you've slipped back into that mindset where you're thinking about the person in your life who embodies this energy. But I want you to slip back into yourself and look at your own tendency to do this. When you want to move into a new place, when you want to change, when your heart is ready for a change, your head starts to make that journey to go somewhere new, to change the energy. But you keep looking back at the things that caused you pain. You keep remembering the pain. You keep triggering the experiences that will cause you to acknowledge that you still are wounded. And it's part of your journey forward. But at some point, you have to look forward to see, number one, where you're going, and number two, that it's better, because you're leaving behind the reasons that you need to be cautious, vigilant, whatever, and you're moving into a place that's safe and secure and calm again. It's just maybe uncomfortable because you're used to being on these rough waters. So that's what the masculine is doing. He is coming forward. He thinks he has to look back, maybe to get his bearings, maybe to direct or guide the boat in some direction, but he doesn't need to keep looking back. He needs to look straight ahead. He needs to look forward into his future with the feminine energy balanced. So, what can the feminine energy do to achieve harmony between what she's thinking with the high priestess energy, saying with the three of cups energy, and doing with the two of pentacles energy? We have the seven of cups. And the seven of cups is all about opportunities. It can be about confusion. It can be about all the fantasies that you have. It's like, if you imagined a lot of different scenarios, all of those scenarios exist, and now you're sort of unclear about which one you should choose. That's a common energy associated with the Seven of Cups. Another energy associated, it's not emphasized so much in this imagery, but in the original imagery from the Rider Smith Waite deck that we often think about, the person, the body on that card is a silhouette, almost as if they're empty and they're seeking to be filled up by any one of these cups. As advice for creating harmony, what Divine Feminine needs to do now, she needs to be very clear with herself about what she truly wants. She has all these different options, but she really needs to just be clear with herself about what she wants. If she can't find that clarity on her own, she needs to seek it through her higher self. Call in clarity so that she can go directly towards the thing that she desires and make a decision about it. I feel about that back and forth energy of the Two of Pentacles. Some kind of a choice needs to be made right now. If what you are saying to the masculine is that you want to have a good time, you want to celebrate, you want to go on dates, you want to just, have the time of your life, and you're not going on any dates because you're waiting for someone that you have this limiting belief that you think you have to be with this person, you're not actually choosing to change anything. You're keeping everything the same. Now, you don't have to go on dates with people you don't want to go on. Like, I have somebody that's wants to be with me right now, and I'm just not interested in this person. And I have made sure, like, asked myself 100 times, am I just blocking this person because I want this other person? I'm like, no, this person just isn't for me. Like, we just don't have anything in common. It's just not, we're just not for me. Like, I'm not attracted. I don't feel a spark. I don't feel intellectually stimulated. I don't feel like they are really treating me the way that I want to be treated as a person. So I really had to be honest with myself, though, because I know in our collective, we have a tendency to have other options and dismiss them because we are emotionally unavailable. And if we keep going after the person that is equally unavailable, we never have to be vulnerable. So I was really careful about assessing this, but it's just not for me. And I know because I have a clear idea in mind of what energy I want to feel in regards to a relationship. I've experienced it before with people that have piqued my interest. I've experienced the kind of treatment that I want to have. And so now I know, and it's easy for me to be like, yeah, no, I don't really want to have a date with this person. But if somebody that does ask me that I do feel connected to, then I should be saying yes to that. Like, there shouldn't be any hesitation because of this other person that I really want to talk to me that doesn't talk to me. That person should not have any kind of hold over me. I shouldn't have any sort of commitment or faith or loyalty to that person before myself and my well-being and my health. So feminine energy, if you want to have a good time, you need to make decision. You need to make a choice. Now, this is your person. If you're looking at the feminine energy of your person, if they want to be able to reunite and celebrate and be with you, they need to choose to do that. They need to choose to ask you to go out on a date. They need to make a decision to balance the scales between you. They need to get clear about who they really want and what they want to do in their lives. Like, right? That's how the feminine energy applies to that other person. What does the masculine energy need to do to create more harmony between the Seven of Wands, which is how he's thinking of the feminine as being defensive, something he has to fight for? The Nine of Pentacles, which is what he's saying to the feminine. She's fantastic. She's free to do as she pleases, but I hope she returns to me. And the Six of Swords, which is what he's doing, which is traveling towards the feminine, but still looking back at the past, still carrying the past with him. What does he need to do to create harmony? No shit. He needs to take he needs to take notes on the feminine because she's already one step ahead of him. The feminine is already doing this. This is what she's doing. She's changing how she's reacting to the masculine. So if the masculine, if the headspace, if the person who is embodying the masculine energy wants to create more harmony, he needs to match her energy and make up his fucking mind. Fucking make a choice to change how he's been living his life, what he's been doing. And this is you too. Fucking make a choice to change how you are living and what you are doing. If you are waiting for somebody to give you permission for your life to change, you're going to be waiting for a long fucking time. It's up to you to make a decision to change. If you don't like how it feels to wait for somebody, don't do it. Change that. If you're like, well, I don't know what it looks like to not wait for somebody. Well, ask yourself, what do I think my life's going to be like when this person comes in? First of all, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you think you're going to be so fucking happy. So you think, oh, this person comes, I'm going to feel so happy. I'm going to drink. This is why I always say this. If you've been following me for a while, you know my routine. I'm going to drink smoothies every day. I'm going to do yoga 6 days a week. I'm going to have all the wealth and abundance I could possibly desire. I'm going to live in a fabulous house. I'm going to be in the best fucking place. I'm going to have the most amazing, fulfilling career. And it's all going to come from this person being like, I like you. Want to date me? Our ego, we got to give our ego credit for being just an absolute dreamer and a schemer. But none of that comes from a person saying they like you and want to be in a relationship with you. None of that. If you have a person, if you attract a person that has a ton of money, let's say, and you think to yourself, yeah, well, I'll have a lot of money, so I'll be able to do those things. There will be a part of you, if you are not open to receiving abundance on your own terms right now, there will be a part of you that will hate being supported financially by your person. If you're not open to receive abundance now, you're not going to be open to receive it from a person. You're going to feel like dependent upon them, codependency issues. You're going to feel like you don't know if it's okay to spend that money. You're not going to feel comfortable with it. There is no part of you that's going to be suddenly ready for all of the things you're asking for if you've done nothing to prepare for it. And so that's why when I have people on the journey that come in here and they're like, my person hasn't talked to me in 2 months, I'm like, you gotta, a lot of us have been on this journey for multiple decades, 2+ decades for a lot of us. It takes a long time to live the life of your dreams, and it definitely doesn't come through another person. If you could open your mind to receive, you could be with a person who has a lot of wealth and abundance and experience it in a really joyful way and not feel codependent and not feel like a subconscious resistance to it. And you can absolutely have wealth that comes through a person who wants to shower you with gifts and attention. That's absolutely possible, only if your mindset lines with that. If you have any limiting beliefs about women who depend on someone or somebody who doesn't make their own money, if you have anything, if you watch a housewives show and your ass is judgmental about how those women live their lives, good fucking luck. You can't get any of that if you don't feel comfortable in your mind with those ideas. So you have to change the way you are thinking. So no, I can tell you right now, your person coming back and saying, I love you and I want to be in a relationship with you is not the start of your life. It's not where your life is starting. And if you think that, it will take years for that to happen because your spirit team does not want you to fall into a situation where you are codependent, where you are suffering under someone's control, where you don't feel like you have freedom, where you don't feel like you have your own worth and your value that you can create for yourself. They will not let you, because you're on this journey. You requested, I want to be on the twin flame journey. And the universe was like, this bitch. Okay, go ahead. You can't have anything you want until you believe you can have it. So good luck with that. Have fun. Smell you later. See you in a couple decades when you figure it all out. Hopefully, you happen upon a tarot reading that helps you get through that sooner, so it's not 2 decades for you. I didn't hear any of these fucking tarot readings until 2018. So damn, like my sister's 11 years younger than me. And I'm like, I'm so envious of you that you got to learn all of these lessons 10 years before I did. God damn. And my person's 10 years older, doesn't know half this shit. So I can't, like, that sucks. But it doesn't suck for you because you're here right now and you're hearing these messages. And I know that you understand it. I know you feel it. I know it's true. So you have to make a change. So if you do this, if you can create harmony between what you're thinking, saying, and doing, if you can make a choice to change, to balance out yourself, balance out your life, prioritize yourself, choosing yourself, which means that you do what, like that life that we talked about, the one where you did smoothies and yoga. Who are you doing that for? Are you doing smoothies and yoga so that you look hot for somebody? Or is that how you think you're going to look hot also? Is looking hot meaning thin, which is fat phobic, right? There's all kind of stuff to unpack there. But are you doing those things because it feels really good and you like how you feel? Like I liked how I physically felt when I did those things. I was doing those things regularly years ago because I hated my body. So you can't sustain that. If you do something out of a place of hate, you're not going to be able to sustain it. If I do it now, it's because I like the way I feel when I have good digestion, when I have a lot of energy, when my skin feels good, when my hair feels good, like when I feel strong, when I feel flexible, when I can go up and down the stairs, I can go hiking. I love that feeling. It feels so good. So when I make those choices now, it really is rooted in how I feel. Is there still feelings about I'm too fat for my person, I don't look good enough? Absolutely. I think it would be really hard to erase that. Even I've been working on that for years and it's still difficult because it's literally ingrained in my mind and every day perpetuated by fat jokes on shows and TV and the internet. Like it just never goes away unless you constantly chip away at it. You have to chip away at it. But it's much more a choice about I want to feel better than it is about, well, I want to make sure I look hot for my person. I mean, whatever. I love how that's also put on the woman too. Like the woman has to keep herself looking so young and fertile and hot, and men can be silver foxes. Like it's so annoying. I just can't wait till all of this is erased. I pray, I hope, and I pray that my son's generation, he's 17, will completely eliminate these stupid fucking things and they won't have to deal with it. They'll have other shit, but it won't be this. Like, let it not be this. So, that life that you want, question the things that you even want to do in that life. First of all, make sure the motivation is truly about what you want. Because to be honest with you, if somebody was like, look, you can have whatever life you want right now, like it could be literally, you could do anything and your life would be a dream. What would it be? And I would be like, bitch, I will eat all the desserts available to me. I will eat bread all the time. I will have bread. I will have cheese, every kind of stinky cheese on the fucking face of the earth in every country. I will try every food. I will like swim in beautiful places. I will relax. I will be in every library reading every book. I'm not gonna be like fucking going to work out at a gym in my dream life. Some people will, man. I'm not an Aries. Like an Aries is like, I'm gonna be on a sports team, I'm gonna work out at the gym. God bless you. Not this bitch. I'm gonna be relaxing with a book. I'm gonna be listening to cool music. I'm gonna be eating bread. Like so much bread with real butter on it. Like, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So, is my dream life that I've been envisioning when my person connects with me really about my dreams, or is it about the version of myself that I think I need to be in order for them to choose me? Because I don't give a shit what my person eats. I don't care what their body looks like. I never think about that. I'm never like, gee, I really wish my person was like more cut or like weighed more, like, or like, you know, worked out at the I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I want my person to like read books with me and eat dessert and go to movies and plays and museums and galleries and gardens and beaches. Like, I don't fucking care what their body looks like. So what the fuck? Like, do I want them to live a long time and be healthy? Yes. Do I think that the food you eat and the exercise you do has as much of an effect on your ability to live a long time as people perpetuate in society? No, I don't. I think what causes you to live a long time is joy, connection, human connection. They did a study that shows that heart disease is much more gravely affected by not living in a community with people around you and being connected to others than any of the commonly cited reasons for heart disease. It lowers stress levels to be around people and be connected to people and have a community and a structure and a society around you. And stress levels are the number one thing that causes heart disease, not fat bodies, by the way, because skinny people have heart disease all the fucking time. So it's not fat bodies that cause heart disease. It's stress, it's cortisol, it's lack of human connection. So all of the things that I would be doing to make my life last a long time would be to just be constantly in appreciation and joy. And you know what? I can do that right now. I don't have to wait for somebody to come and say, "I love you. Let's be together." In order for me to live that life, I can do it right now. And so can you. And that's the thing you have to do. You have to make that change to be living the life you want to live with this person right now. Oh, okay. So what is the happiness potential? Very interesting. The Four of Wands. This is the card of celebration, of healthy, stable foundations and relationships, of reuniting. It's associated with twin soul energy because of 1111. Um, because it's a reflective energy. The same thing is reflected back to you by the person. It's marriage. And then the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, which is interesting. If it came out upright, we would be like, oh, there's a lot of luck here, and it's all about divine timing. But what I'm seeing is your happiness potential resides in your ability to stop watching the clock, to believe in your fate and your destiny, to be a happy being filled with the delight of being in a physical body and getting to physically interact in an environment. If you think about like virtual reality and how it's fun and interesting, what's the next step in virtual reality? First, you put on the goggles, you look around, you're like, whoa, it's like a reality in a pair of glasses. Cool. I mean, it's so funny that virtual reality thrills us because it's like reality should be thrilling us, but for some reason we're like, nope, virtual reality, it's cooler. So what's the next step after seeing things? Well, the next step after being able to see things would be physical sensations, right? So the suits that they make for virtual reality or the sensors that they put into our brains will simulate physical sensations. I'm sure food and sex and violence will be the first three sensations that they work on simulating. Our senses, the senses that we were given to interact with the environment. Without these senses, we would just be ethereal. We wouldn't be able to pick stuff up and touch it, hold it, enjoy it. If you ever wonder why neurodivergents have like sensory processing, quote unquote, disorder, maybe rather than a disorder, it's that they are acutely capable of sensory experiences. to the point where a lot of sensory experiences can almost become too overwhelming. Why that's a disorder instead of a superpower is on the neurotypicals to find for me. But if you look at a child's brain, an infant's brain, all of the branches of their synapses have these tiny little branches. And as they age, those little tiny branches get trimmed. So a neurotypical brain has less capability to sense in its environment. A neurodivergent brain maintains a large proportion of those tiny feathered branches of the synapses, which allows them to be much more sensitive, much more empathic, and experience the physical world much more intensely. It is a superpower, not a disorder. It's uncomfortable in our current society because our current society is developed by people that don't have those acute senses. They can't pick up on these things in their environment. They are dull, like their senses have been dulled, and they don't have that um, blending of the physical with the ethereal that a lot of neurodivergent people experience. So, if you can stop paying attention to how long this is taking or when it's going to happen or trying to figure out exactly how it's going to happen, and also if you can stop resisting change, because that's another meaning of the um of this particularly of this particular card, the Wheel of Fortune. It's about a wheel turning, it's about things changing. So if you can release your resistance to making a change, a drastic change in your life, you do have quite a lot of potential here. This is a major arcana card and a wands card for me, which is a yes, a firm yes from the major arcana with work. The work is make changes, stop resisting the timeline, stop resisting change. And this maybe becomes a yes, but it's dependent upon your ability to change how you're looking at the situation. I had some perspective recently about my person that I focus on, realizing that that person has been like a serial monogamous, and that for the first time in that person's dating life, they are not attached to anybody for a couple of years. And that was probably really important for them. And like once I had that acknowledgement, I was like, oh, I've been not dating anybody for 15 years. So I've had a lot of time to develop myself and work on my internal world and be good on my own and enjoy my own company. And I believe me, most of those 15 years, I resisted that. It probably wasn't until the last few years that I fully embraced that I could literally could live in a padded room and I would make it work. Like I would have an entire world of voices I could channel and talk to. I could sing, I could make up stories. My spirit cannot be contained, crushed, depleted, diminished in any way. And it's come from all this time that I've spent on my own, figuring my shit out. And my person has had 2 years to try that. I've had 15. And actually, prior to that, I had a lot of years doing that too, because I didn't date a whole lot of people. I dated a couple people and then I got married when I was really young. And I was with my um ex-husband for about 7 years and then was like, yeah, I don't want to be in an abusive relationship anymore, and left that relationship and then did the work. So he can take as long as he needs. Like take as long as you need. And I'm sure that within his life, and in those relationships he was in, he did have an energy of being alone and independent and on his own too, but not like I did. And so maybe he needs way more time than I really have the patience for, I guess, because I'm feeling impatient. But at the same time, when I look at it, I'm like, 2 years is really not that long to work on yourself. It's not. Which is when people come in on the journey with only a few months under their belt with their person, I'm just like, You need the divine timing. You do need time. It's like a baby needs 9 months to grow. A tree needs years and years and years and years and years to grow and expand, and, like, so do you. So, that. Okay, let's continue on. So, let's do our what each one would want to say to one another first. So the divine feminine would like to say to the divine masculine energy, I keep seeing dove stuff. Dove spirit, be peace. Number 21. It's the protection message. Wow. She would say, however disturbed the waters around you, divine masculine. Remember how we talked about his rough waters here? However disturbed the waters around you, however troubled your heart, I'm here to remind you that peace without begins within. As you reconnect with spirit through practices that awaken you from spiritual amnesia. Your true nature is a peaceful child of spirit, but how easily you forget. You're being invited to sit in the cozy, safe nest of spirit. Soon the waters will become still and you will feel peace again. Be compassionate with yourself at this time, for all of us can forget that peace is always at hand, always there, gifted to us by spirit. Become the peace you wish to see in the world so you can reduce any suffering, performing acts of kindness and radiating love. I am also reminding you that when you see inequity or someone harmed or in need, trust that you have the capacity to bring peace through smiling, sending love, speaking a kind word, and listening with a compassionate heart. Do your part to be a peacemaker, nourishing compassion, reminding others of the joy of harmonious existence so that they may embrace the dove spirit within themselves too. Lovely advice coming from the feminine, who clearly must be feeling some sense of inner peace if she's able to give guidance to the masculine energy in regards to that peace. The masculine energy is just giving me a headache with his card here, but this is what he would say to the divine feminine. Hovering gracefully, I observe with the perspective of one who is not engulfed by the drama, remaining at a distance from all the turbulence. I'm appearing at this time to remind you of the need to be neutral and gain perspective. My message is not my circus, not my monkeys. Spirit wants you to know that even if you are tempted to jump into the fray and try to fix things, the best way to serve yourself and others right now is to remain calm and simply watch and see. Whatever your query, I am asking you to step back from it. Be willing to explore things from different angles rather than a single one, and just observe what is possible. From the perspective of the position of the neutral observer, you will discover a myriad of opportunities and a deeper understanding of what you seek and why. And you will know beauty, truth, love, and wisdom. And right there in that message, I'm feeling already how I chose today to talk about the perspective I gained on my person's experience of having been a serial monogamist. And knowing once I saw that, gaining that perspective was like, oh, I'm kind of glad this person didn't jump right into a relationship with me. I feel like this person probably was in a lot of relationships to avoid some of the inner work that they needed to do. And like in between those relationships, didn't really have a chance to do that much. So I feel like much more appreciation for their decision and what appeared to be a lack of decision making from my perspective, I now understand was probably, if not a conscious choice, an unconscious one to be able to be in a better headspace, be in a better heart space, to actually be a better partner and a better person in general in their lives. And so my ego mind was taking it personally and looking at as this person choosing or not choosing me, choosing to do something else or not choosing me. And now I'm seeing it more as like, oh, they were choosing themselves, which is what I would want my person to do. Like, I wouldn't want my person to sacrifice their needs, whatever they were, in order to accommodate my impatience with something, especially when I'm perfectly fine. There's also this trust my person has that no matter what my appearance might be, whether that is emotionally challenged, exhausted, um, impoverished, having issues. A lot of times my ego has looked at the way my person reacts and thinks, wow, they don't care about me. And then when I change my perspective, I'm like, they believe in me. They believe that I'm going to get through it. They might want to help me, but they might know that coming in and trying to help me will neutralize this energy of first of all allowing me to deal with my own circus and my own monkeys and believing that I can. My mother has always been somebody who tries to fix things because she's trying to control things, and then she makes other people feel controlled by that energy. She's doing it because she's a Virgo and her nature is to nurture and to care for others, and also perfectionism and control are part of that sign. But it causes a resistance in me because I don't want to be taken care of that way. I want her to believe in me, right? And then what ends up happening is she reflects back a lack of belief, which comes from me, not from her. It's like now I can look at my person and be like, it's not that he didn't care about me. He probably was really upset when I was going through a lot of the things I've gone through. He's probably been like, I wish I could fix it, but there's nothing I can do. And I believe in her and I know she's going to get through it. It's making me feel emotional when I really think about it because that's a lot different story, right? And that's how you can shift your storytelling to change your mind about things. One story has my person being an asshole. Literally, only cares about himself, super selfish, focused on himself, doesn't care at all about what I'm going through, is just completely, just only cares about how I make him feel, right? Like that's a story I could tell. That same person, other side, from that person's perspective, what can they do to help me? First of all, what do they need to do? Nothing, because they know that I'm capable and I'll figure it out. Number one. Number two, they have all their own dramas, all their own struggles, and they didn't have the 15 years of working on their own on those things that I had. So they're actually at a disadvantage to be helpful to me. They probably feel they don't even have the advice that they could offer me in a lot of the situations that I've been in because they've never experienced that before. So instead of being an asshole, it's this person who is like quietly supporting me and sending all this love and belief in me that I'll get through it. That's a totally different story. So you have to do that work inside to shift into the story you want rather than the one you don't want. Because I certainly don't want that first storyline. Divine Feminine, you are getting the Queen of Wands and it's coming out with the snake. And so what I'm seeing right now is some things are coming up for me about sacred rage and transformation. And what's really interesting is the Queen of Wands is also here in this card too. So this is literally the same card being represented on this Lenormand deck as well. Very, very fascinating. This is also about confidence. Snakes are about renewal, transformation, shedding your skin. The what it says on this card is vile is the serpent who lulls with a bite. Be not indulgent or slow to the fight. Flee every moment she turns on the charm. This poised opponent will bring you to harm. So you are your own worst enemy. Your emotional reactivity, your tendency towards jealousy or rage, anger, um, your resistance, because the Queen of Wands is definitely somebody who's going to resist. All those things are it's what like it's what needs to be transformed within you. You want to transmute that energy of anger into one of motivation. Like if you're angry at your situation, it's a lot better than feeling apathetic about your situation. Anger is going to get you going, right? But apathy is going to make you crawl into your bed and just roll over and want to die. But this is using that energy to help bring your vision to life, acknowledging that when you outgrow something, it's painful to stay there. Like a snake has to shed its skin so that it can grow. And if it doesn't, it's a painful experience. So you want to shed what doesn't serve you. And what doesn't serve you happens to have something to do with your emotional reactivity. Like experiencing anger towards your person for like what I was just saying, I've had a lot of anger towards my person for a long time about being forgotten or overlooked or ignored. And now when I change my perspective, I can see that I'm not forgotten, overlooked, or ignored at all. I'm focused on a lot. One might even say acutely or obsessively. Um, but that focus has led that person to believe that I am capable. My confidence, my capabilities, they don't feel they need to step up and save me because they don't. So that is helping me release any kind of anger that I have and acknowledge my part in how I present myself to my person as not needing their help, not needing their assistance, being able to do it on my own because truthfully, I can. Do I want their support? Yes. Do I want to have to feel like I have somebody to catch me if I fall? Yes. Would I be there for that person too? Yes. But do I need it? No. Wanting and needing it are different. I have a strong support system that I've developed over the last 5 years. It's better than any support system I've ever had in my life. And so now I'm finally at a place where I don't have to rely fully on one person to provide that for me. I have a whole group of people, a whole network of people that are ready to make sure that I feel my best, feel my most confident, feel my most supported, feel my most loved. Um, so a lot of revelations coming through today in this reading. All right, we are getting the birds card, which is about communication. It has the 7 of Pentacles on it. So that's giving me the harvest, time to harvest something, waiting for something, patiently allowing something to grow. And then the 7 of Wands, or 7 of Clubs, which is in reverse. The lovely Lebowski here, who's, just sitting in his chair, like not doing anything. It's in reverse, though. We saw that this is how the masculine was thinking of the feminine. Now we're seeing that his oracle message today, where the feminine has to transmute anger, resentment, find a way to find it motivating to spark her to hold her vision, shift her vision. We see the masculine being told that it's time to put this idea, these thoughts that the feminine is closed off to communication or going to be defensive in some way, or that he has to fight in some way. It's time for him to put these thoughts aside, to release these thoughts. This is a limiting belief that he really needs to resist. The feminine is open. She is always open to receive. That's literally the divine feminine. If the person he's focused on is closed, she's in a masculine energy. If she is open, she's in a feminine energy. And you are allowed to be in either energy. Do not believe the hype that you have to allow men to violate your boundaries if you want to have a high value partner. Like, that's the most fucking bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life. I love that for you, though. I love your ability to put out fucking rhetoric like that to get your own way, but it's not at all real. Every person needs to have healthy boundaries inside of them, no matter what their fucking biology or their identifying gender is. Divine feminine is divine because she knows when to be open and she knows when to allow her masculine energy to close her off to things that will not serve her, period. But this feminine is open to receive communication, and it is definitely time. She has been patiently waiting. And I want to emphasize patient. And you might have had moments of impatience with your Queen of Wands energy, but ultimately you've shown a lot of patience here, a lot of compassion. So the masculine needs to release any beliefs that the divine feminine is not ready or open to receive communication. Signs. Divine Feminine, your sign this week is the yin yang. Now, what's really significant about that is we've already experienced the two cards or the card in the tarot that actually does have a yin yang in it, usually depicted in it, and it wasn't present in either one of these cards, which is very interesting. So when you actually see a yin yang, what that is going to be a sign of for me is the time of communicating or making some kind of decision is here. It's time for you to make a choice or a decision. There's also a 4 on here as well, which is bringing this 4 of wands. So when you see this symbol of the yin yang, it is a sign of your union. It is a sign of balance in the connection. It is a sign that it is time, if you haven't already, to make some kind of a choice or a decision. And we will read that card in just a moment. But first, Divine Masculine. Holy shit. You're getting the infinity symbol, which is also present on this too. And you both got these cards. So I really do feel like change is here. The time to change how you have been acting is here. Please change how you've been acting. Please change your thoughts. Please change your mind. Please change your heart. Look around you. Like, change. Come into balance. Come into union. Somebody's here saying, I'm crying. I believe it. I'm crying too. We're all crying together right now. This is like real. Okay. Let me read these two cards to you and then I'll show you your self-care, which is equally hilarious. Okay. So signs of the times oracle is where we're getting this infinity symbol and yin yang. So the divine feminine is experiencing this balance. Number 4. The yin yang symbol represents duality in all aspects of life, light and darkness, masculine and feminine, the higher self and the shadow self. These are all seemingly opposite, but they are complementary and interconnected. The duality of this symbol is that although its origins are divine, in popular culture it represents both the spiritual and the secular. You do not have to choose one over the other. The yin-yang symbol displayed as a charm on a necklace is a reminder to embrace and recognize all parts of yourself, including the hidden or unseen aspects. Embrace your own duality and the way you express yourself. The universe is a chaotic yet finely tuned machine that always seeks to balance itself out. You should too. The additional meanings include express all aspects of yourself, embrace your spirituality, and let go of anything weighing you down. Change your perspective. I shit you not. 1:22:20 on the clock and 2:44 on the clock here. 2 people in the room, 2 likes. Holy shit. 2 change is what 2 means. Change your perspective, which is what the divine masculine asked you to do with the watch and wait energy. Change your perspective. Divine masculine, your turn to get a boiling hot cup of tea here. Infinity. This is unlimited potential, right? No limiting beliefs. Unlimited potential. So this is the same for the masculine. When we see this sign of infinity, not only is it a sign of our unlimited potential, it's also a sign of that change that is present, that is taking you out of the loop that you've been in with your person. So when you see this infinity symbol, it is a sign that change is happening, that is taking you out of the back and forth pattern that you've been in, and that you are coming into that union, that physical union that you desire. The infinity symbol, also known as a lemniscate, is a symbol that literally has no end. You can't pinpoint where it ends or where it begins, but it still continues. The possibilities are endless. Dream big, set challenging goals, and break through any barriers, real or imagined. Anything is possible, so release any self-imposed limitations. If you are doubting your own ability, now it is time to believe in your potential. The lemniscate can also signify that you are onto something bigger than you can even imagine. Whatever ideas you have now can grow exponentially. This card is also a reminder to resist settling for less. It might appear easier, but you are destined for more. Keep going. The additional meanings are multiple possibilities, time to expand, avoid self sabotage, an ongoing situation. Change. Okay. And the self care activities you will be doing this week. This is you yourself, not you and another person. Please remember that lesson, that this is not, you do the feminine thing and your masculine does the masculine thing. You have to do both of these things. You have to find a time and space for both of these things in your life. The first thing I am going to do as soon as this reading is over, because I'm very tired, rest. You just need to rest. You need to sleep more. You need to take naps. You need to lay down and do nothing and not feel guilty about it. You just need to rest. There is nothing left that you need to do. Everything that you need to do is happening right now. Through this reading, you have been inspired to change how you're looking at the situation, change your perspective on something. And that is what is going to cause the movement that you are seeking to happen. You don't have to do anything. You've already done it probably during this reading, or maybe a little bit of journaling after this, and then you're good. So just rest and prepare to receive what you have asked for. The masculine part of self needs to plan a vacation immediately. This is traveling and movement and motion. So what it looks like to me is that maybe you do a staycation where you plan a day of rest for yourself. If you want help with that and you don't want to have to do any of the planning, click on my virtual retreat in the tunedintarot.com. Scroll down to virtual retreat. It's $33. Entire staycation is designed for you. Follow the instructions, rest, have the best time. Visualize your most amazing life. It's a really fun, awesome retreat. You can do it with friends. Just share the password with them. It's going to be great. Do that if you want to. You can also plan to go somewhere to rest, to take a rest, going somewhere where you're not surrounded by people or activities. I tried to do a vacation last week while my son was here, but financially was required to work the entire time and it wasn't a vacation at all. So I need to actually go on a vacation. If you can't actually do that right now because of finances, just plan it. This doesn't say go on vacation. It says plan a vacation. So think about how you would most like to rest and plan that time. I'm usually down for resting like at a beach. That seems like the best thing for me. I love being by the water. I like the smells of being in a tropical type setting, or even by a pool is resting for me. So do that. Plan a vacation. I'm going to give you your mantras now and your journal prompts that you can use if you want to explore this more thoroughly or reinforce this with mantra work. Your mantra for resting is I am beaming with life force energy. And your journal prompt is, what patterns do you notice with respect to the amount of rest you're getting and how your body, thoughts, and emotions fluctuate? I'll say that again slower if you're writing it down. The mantra is, I am beaming with life force energy. The journal prompt is, what patterns do you notice with respect to the amount of rest you are getting and how your body, thoughts, and emotions fluctuate? That's your journal prompt. And for the masculine, we have number 39. The mantra is, I find adventure and inspiration everywhere. And what small and practical steps can I take to manifest the resources and time I would need to take a vacation? Those are your potential journal prompts. Okay. I've been here for a long time. All right. That is the conclusion of today's Friday love reading. It was a long one. I hope that you got a lot out of it. If you would like a personal reading, I will do that for the next 20 minutes or so. So I'll be able to do just a couple people probably on my TikTok, Tuned In Tarot TikTok page. So hop over there if you're with me here on YouTube, and you can send a donation, tunedintarot.com, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. If you want to send a donation for this entire reading, or for any of the work I do, I am open to receive it, and I thank you in advance. All of your donations help support me. This is my work that I do. I don't have an additional job outside of being a musician. So any abundance you share with me is how I'm paying for my car and saving up to be able to move into an apartment with my son, which I've been trying to do for a year. So anybody who wants to donate, I will be welcome to receive. I will welcome it so much with open arms. Also, if you are interested in booking a private one-on-one session, do not forget, or if you missed the announcement at the beginning, this is the last day to get the 50% off price, or send me an email that says you are intending to book a hourly long session with me when you are financially able to do so. And you can lock in that 50% off price by sending that email. If you are wanting to work one-on-one with me on a weekly basis or bi-monthly basis, you are also able to purchase the package today for $360, which is $84 off of the cost of 4 sessions. And you can lock in that price if you send an email that said, I would like to do that in the future as well. And then you can do it whenever you want. If it takes you a year to be able to do it and you send me an email a year from now, I will honor it. Otherwise, after that, the package will be $440, and the hour-long sessions that you book on just one at a time will be $222. So still big savings on the package if you book 4 together, but there will be that increase in the amount. And again, to reiterate for anybody who wasn't here, the reason I am doing that is because I am focusing more on working one-on-one with clients who want to improve their lives, follow their passion, heal their inner child, versus people that are just kind of interested in when their person is going to call them or come back or something. I have been doing those kind of one-on-one sessions for a long time. And I find that while I can help somebody for an hour, to really help provide lasting change, we would need to meet with each other more frequently. That being said, I usually feel like a 3-month timeline is about how long it will take to kind of get you into a flow of your own energy to be able to like tap into your own resources. And some people are faster than that. I was just working with a client who did 4 weeks of sessions, felt amazing, was ready to step into the maintenance phase. And I told her, if you want to, it's up to her. If she wants to do another package, she can either do it once every couple of weeks or even quarterly sessions. And after a couple days on her own, she texted me and was like, I'm going to do the bi-monthly sessions, because I was, like having a good day, but now I'm still kind of feeling some of the residual stuff. And that's normal because it's a spiral. It takes a while to achieve mastery over some of the skills that you'll learn with me. So, but I really don't picture people having to like be with me for years and years and years and paying me all this money I'm trying to get you into a state where you are self-sufficient. But that's annoying for me because it requires me to constantly have new clients and I constantly have to be trying to find them. But that's fine. I'm coming to terms with it. 2:55 on the clock. They'll find me. I don't have to find them. They'll find me. But yes, if you are interested in that, if you want to work one-on-one with me, please take advantage of sending that email and saying you're locking in today's prices. Or, when you're ready, come back and maybe you'll be able to swing the higher prices, however you want to do it. All right. I will be back tomorrow, probably around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok for tomorrow's live reading. Sometimes I do one at 8 p.m. instead. So if I don't hop on at 11 a.m., you should see me at 8 p.m. instead. And Sunday, I usually do a 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you are wanting to come on Sunday. All right, but thank you so much, YouTube. I will see you, YouTube, on Monday with my collective tune-in. And I think I'm phasing out Wednesday readings. There's too much going on. So if I do readings on Wednesday, it will probably be live on TikTok versus doing a full reading that I upload onto YouTube. All right, everybody, take care. Have the best weekend. See you later.